G'day everyone, welcome to another edition of Craps Down Under. Now today I'm going to do a progression for you. As I said in my previous video, I was going to try and do a progression adapted to using some other wages. I'm going to do it on the box numbers here. So what we're actually going to do, I'll get started. We've got a $2,800, not quite $2,800, should have a little one more there. So there's a $2,800 bankroll. Now what we do is we play the 4 and the 10 against each other. We play the 5 and the 9 against each other, and we can play the 6 and 8 against each other. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you both playing the 4 and 5 against the 9 and 10, but you can play them separately or together as I'm doing here. The 6 and 8 you can also play, but I haven't really tested that one enough, and the payouts are slightly weird because you need to use place bets. Here I'm going to be using buy bets on these guys when they're at the right level. And let's get started. You need basically $1,300 of bankroll per pair. So if you're going to pay the 4 and 10 together, you'd need $1,300. Or if you're going to play the 5 and 9, you'd need $1,300. If you're going to play them together, you need $2,600. That's what I've got here. I've got $2,600 of bankroll. And the idea about this progression is that you're going to win more times than you lose, and the amount that you do win significantly exceeds the amount that you will lose on the loss. So you are expected to lose your $1,000, basically $1,000 once every 128 times. That's the math. It says it's roughly that. I'm still going to have to do more number crunching, but everything I've done so far suggests it's about every 128 times you play, you'll lose the progression. But all the other 127 times, you'll win a total of about 4,400. So your wins easily exceed the expected losses, and with all gambling you're not going to always have successful days. But let's see how we go today. I'm going to start with laying the 9 and the 10, and you could equally do the 4 and the 5, lay them with your strategy. If you think one number is particularly hot, then flip them around. It's your discretion how you want to do that, but I'm just going to lay both of these for $30 each. I'll put a little token on there so we know they're lays, and that's what the dealers would typically do as well, to separate them from don't bet. Over here on the light side, we're going to put $15, and we're going to have it working. We'll have that one working, and here we'll put 20 on the 5, and this guy will be a buy. And the reason why we're doing a buy is $20 wins 30. So if this, you'll see how this pays out, but we want these to match as close as we can. We want the $20 winning 30, but the 30 covering the 20 when the 7 rolls. So the idea is you can play this. The 7's more or less irrelevant, except for a little bit of vig that you've got to keep paying when you get a 7. It's a few dollars, and at the very highest level, it could creep up to maybe $10 or $16. Depending on what you're playing. So the VIG's not really something you worry about too much, but it is something you have to keep in mind, and I will pay out the VIGs on what I'm doing so you can actually see how they pay out. I am going to use VIGs where they're only paid on the win. Obviously, if the VIGs are paid on both a win and a loss, you may not use a buy here. You might use a place bet instead, but given the VIG payout I'm going to use is pay on a win only, it makes sense to use the buy on the 5. Right, so we're all set up. Everything's always working. The point cycle, setting a point, is really irrelevant to the strategy, and I'm not actually going to do it. So I'll just keep this. I'll just say it's off all the time. But obviously, there will be point cycles, but we're always working. So let's get started. We'll see what the dice do, and you'll see how this strategy progresses. And we've got a 3, so 3 doesn't affect us. And we've got 5, 4, 9 dice rolled there. Sorry, 5, 4, 9. So that's a loser. So we take that back to the house. Now we can't follow that up immediately with another lay bet. And what I'm going to do, I'll use a chip here and I'll mark. So we've had one lay fail, and this is what you'd use. You'd use something very similar in your chip rack. You would keep track of where you're at. And it's very important because when there is a 0.7 out, all your bets are going to be taken off, and you need to know where you're up to in order to put your bets back at the right levels. So it's really important to track, and I would suggest using some chips in your rack to keep a track of where you're at. So that's a 9. So that's the first lay lost. We tracked it there. Nothing else changes yet. If we do get another loser, we'll up both of these up a next level. This progression is basically a Fibonacci progression, and with a couple of little twists that I'll cover when we get to them. All right. That 6 didn't do anything to us. That's a 7. So on a 7, our lays would win. So we would have to pay the dealer, because we've got 2 lays of $30 paying. That pays 15 and that pays 20. Would be paying $2. So we'll give that to the dealer, and all action will just stay up. No need to pull it all down. And we've got another 7. So again, another $2 to the house, and all action stays up. And we've got a 6. 6 doesn't affect us. Sorry, my dice rolled there. 5, 1, 6. I've got a 2, 1, 3. That doesn't affect us. So far, not a lot happening. See if we can hit something. We've got a yo. Again, doesn't affect us. And we've got an 8. Doesn't affect us. And we've got a 6. Doesn't affect us. Sorry, dice rolled again. And we've got a 7. So that's $2 a vig. Again, a really uneventful run here. The uneventfulness continues. Midnight. We've got a 4. So that's a winner. So the dealer would pay us 27, because that's not a buy. That's only a place bet. So we rack that. And now, obviously, with this strategy, you could mix it in by, when you get a win, put on some hard ways, do things like that. And I would certainly probably do that. But I'm just going to demonstrate the core of it, and then maybe we'll do some follow-up videos showing some of the other options available. 8. That doesn't do anything for us. Whoops. And we've got a 3. Perhaps 3 there. And yeah, it doesn't affect us. Now, I will point out the way this is playing. You could certainly play this with an iron cross if you wanted, and play other, as I said, other prop bets. But certainly, you could play an iron cross in the middle of this. But I'd just advise keep your bankroll separate for that versus the progression, because the last thing you want with the progression is not having the money. So there's a 6. There's a 5. So that's a good one. So the 5, now that's going to pay 20 pays 30, and we've got to pass the dealer $1 for the vig. So now we had 1 loss here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide this guy up into here, just to know that we've had 1 hit, and we always need 2 hits to clear a loss. That's the fundamentals of Fibonacci. You need 2 hits to clear your loss plus make some profit. So we're just going to mark it there that we've had 1 hit on it. Now, if we hit the 9, and hopefully this will happen, if we hit the 9, we'll just slide that back down, and we'll replace the 9 by what we've just won. That $30 we just won will go back. So hopefully we'll see something like that happen. Oh no, we're not going to. We've got a 5 again. So that's going to pay again $30, $1 vig, and we're there. So we can take that back. We don't need to mark that. We're back at base level. Even though we didn't progress up, we actually did progress in terms of we went 1 unit, then it's 1 plus 1 is 2, then 2 plus 1 is 3, then 5 units, then 8 units, then 13 units, then 21 units. That's a Fibonacci progression. And it's literally just adding the two previous wages together. That's all you have to do. So I'll just spell it out so for you guys watching, so you know how the progression goes. But it goes, the lays will go 30, 30, 60, 90, 150, 240, and 390. And then we kind of stop there, which keeps us in that $1,300 bankroll requirement. And the lays will similarly progress basically to win the same amount that the lay is. So in order to win 30, we're putting 15 on, which is as close as we'll get with a place. In order to win 60, we're betting 30. In order to win 90, we're betting 45, and that's on a 10. If we're on the 9, obviously, in order to win 30, we're putting 20 on. In order to win 60, we're putting 40 on. In order to win 150, we're putting 100 on. So whatever you win there pays the same amount of the lay. And so it's very easy to remember the amounts that way. All right, so we're back to neutral position. We are ahead a little bit, I think, because we've had a win, had some wins. So there's another 5. So again, we get another $30 for one. Slightly better than a place at this level. Because a place bet, you'd only get 28. So 213 is a 4, and that's a winner. So 30 is going to win 27. Sorry, 15 is going to win 27. We're still again on a place. So as you can see, we've pretty much kept our bankroll. We've got everything on the table. If we could take our action down at any time, we are ahead already. And we've got an 8. Sorry, a 6. 426. And we've got another 5. $30 for one. So we just rack it. Got a 4. So again, 27. And we've got a 7. So 7 out is going to cost us 2 lays, 2 lay bigs that we have to pay. 30 is going to pay 20 here, 15 here, and 30 is going to pay 20 here. So minimum is we have to pay $2 in big. Now some casinos might have different limits on the 10. They might require you to put 40, and you just play it at that slightly higher level. I'm just trying to keep them roughly the same. But yeah, you could pay this at the 40-20 level as well. Oops, dice off the table. Some new dice. Oops, dropping everything. That back, out the way. Drop that dice too. All right, midnight there. And yo, good on the horn of the CNE. Very good on the horn and the CNE. That's 3 in a row. And 8. With my dealer strategy, that would have netted you somewhere around $150, I think. Doesn't affect us. And 7. So very uneventful. We pay $2 in big. Everything stays up. 4. So that's another $27 that we win, and we rack. A 4 again. So let's keep racking chips. Now we've got an 8. Doesn't affect us. Got a 3. And we've got another 7. Whoops, dice rolled there. That was a 7. Oh, it was a 7, so we pay $2 in vig. And we keep rolling. And we've got another 7. Got $2. And we keep rolling. And another 7. And another 7. And a 5. Which pays 30 for 1. Unfortunately, we're not yet getting to see the progression, but I'm sure there will be a bad run of dice. There always is. 3. Doesn't affect us. 9. So here we go. So that knocks one of our lays off. So this is a loser. So we, whoops, pick that one up. Chips going everywhere. All right. So we hand the dealer $30 and say put us back up, and we keep on trucking. And what we'll do, we'll mark where we're at. We've had 1 loss. So at level number 2 now. And a 7. So again, and $2. And we've got a 5. So 5 pays 30 for 1. Because it is a buy, remember, it's not a, we're not doing place, we're doing a buy. 10. Now this is good. So again, we lose another lay. Finally, getting some losses. So you pass the dealer $30. So put me back up. We'll mark it. We'll pretend we're marking it in our rack. All right, so nothing happens here. We don't change the levels yet. It's only when we go up that we have to change that level and the corresponding sister number. We have to change the level then. 2 doesn't do anything for us. 6 hard doesn't do anything for us. 7. So again, $2 in vig, and we stay up. And here we go, 7 again. $2 in vig. We love those come out 7s. We love them again. I'll hand the dealer $5 and get 3 back. And there we are, 5. So that's again a $30 winner, $1 in vig. So put that in our rack. Now what we'll do, I'm going to put that there to say, okay, we've had 1 hit on him. And if we get another hit, then we'll take that token off. So you do something in your rack, you maybe move it to the other side so you know that you're half what you've paid half of it off. All right, midnight. And 10. And down there on the end. All right, so he loses. And that's fine. So what we do, because we've already had 2 losses, they were on our second level, we hand the dealer $60. So put us up on the lay again. And while you're at it, we need you to put hand deal 25 and say, push me up to 30. So he'll do that. Push up to 30. Because 60 balances are 30. Remember, we had 2 prior losses of 30 plus 30 is 60. So that's why we're putting 60 here. And half of 60 is 30. That's why we're putting 30 here, because this will pay that, pay our previous loss. And we've got 7. So in this case, we've got 60 there, but that's 60 to win 30. So obviously it's still only $1 VIG and $1 VIG here. It's basically work out the VIG in what it pays. So basically divide what it pays by 20, and that tells you how many. If it's and it's not part thereof, it's usually rounded down. So in this case, 60 is going to pay 30, and the VIG would be rounded down, so it's really $20, $1. Simple as that. We've got a 9. So again, we didn't get our second hit. So what happens? We'll push that one back down. This will lose, obviously. So what we do is we hand the dealer, because we've already had one hit on it, we hand the dealer $30 again. Don't change any levels. So this can go backwards and forwards like this. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. It's only when we get a loss now that we would go to the next level. And 7. Throwing lots of 7s today. So I'll hand the dealer $5 because I don't have any change. And he'll give me $3 back. Pay the VIG on the 7. And we've got a 5. That's a hit. So 5 pays 30. So we're still at the base level here. 30, we hand $1 VIG. All right, so put that in our rack. We'll shift this one back up to here. So we're tracking the sister number. We're tracking it. We only need one more hit and we're in the profit. And then we can go back to our base level. It's a 6, doesn't affect us. And we've had another 5. So again, $30, $1 VIG. Put that in our rack. So we're out of jail. We're cleared the 9. This can go, well, this is already at the $30 level, so we don't need to do anything. This is still only at the $20 level. We don't need to do anything. So we're just back to square one on that. But on this one, we will have to regress back to our initial starting value once we have some hits. And we've got a yo. And we've got a 6. And we've got a 7. $2 in VIG. Don't have quite enough. I'll hand the dealer $6 and I'll get 4 back. Let's say 4 back. Paid out $2, and all our action stays up. There's a 6. Doesn't do anything. And we've got a 10. Whoops, that rolled. This is good. We're starting to see some progression here. So the 10 has rolled. So this is a loser. So we've lost 60. So he has to now go up to a $90 bet. So we'll pull out $90 and hand that to the dealer and say, put me back up. Now this guy down here, he has to go up to 45. So we'll hand $2 there. 40, sorry, I've done 45, sorry. Get it right. Need 4 on there. Okay. So I'm just making sure I've got 4, yes, I've got 4, good. Right, so 45 pays 90, 90 will pay 45. we've got 7. So our vig will be a little bit different this time. So 45 is that's going to be $2, and this is going to be $1. So we need to hand deal $3. So 7's costing us a little bit more. And we've got an 8 hard. A 6. A yo. Got a 7 again. So again, we need to pay $3 vig. We'll get 2 back. All right. I've got a 6. Doesn't affect us. Got snake eyes. And we've got a 7. So another $3. Whoops, and we stay up. And we've got an 8. Yo. 3. 9. That's good. We get knocked off LA. So this loses. Put that back. We go back up because it's the first in the series. So we just go back up, hand him $30. We're good to go. And we'll mark that one. We've had 1 loss on there. And what's the yo's? Oops. And snake eyes. Our horns are coming. And a 7. So again, $3 in vig, get 2 in change. So far not a lot happening. Another 7. So we're rolling 7s and yo's. All right, not quite enough. I'll hand him 5 and get 3 back. Sorry, 2 back this time. 9. So now we're starting to see, it's not a very nice roll. But obviously, this is what's actually going to happen when you play. So that's our second loss. So we've had 1 loss. So now we're going to bump it up to $60. So loss number 1. Sorry, my bad. We've had 1 loss. We leave it at 30. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. So we had 1 loss, which we've marked. This is now, if this gets bumped off, then we'll go to the 60. $8. 10. So we're hitting that 10. So we lose this lay, which is at $90. So now we go to 150. So we'll just pull out some bigger money here, 150, and we're going to need to go up on the end here. So we need to go up to 75. So I'll hand the dealer 50, bump that up, 75. We'll take back the 20. And we had a 5. So 5's going to pay 30. 30 for 1. Put that in our rack. He's over here. Now we've got plenty of space for him. All right. So I'm going to mark that we've had 1 hit. If we get a second hit, then we've completed the series. So 549, so not to be. So in that case, he goes back. This loses. So we pull back that $30 we just won. We stick it back down. And there's a 5. So again, $30. for 1 for the big. We'll bump him back up. 8 hard. 4. So that's what we want to see. We want to see a 4. So our 175 pays 150. Right, and we're going to have to pay $3 in VIG. So I'll hand the dealer 5, get back 2. So put that back in. And now I'll move that there to say, well, we've had 1 hit. And we'll see what happens. Let's see if we get another one. 8. 9. That 9's not letting us get out. We're going to hand the dealer $30. Replace this. Move that one back down to there. And there's a 10, so we're not going to get out on the 10 either. So move him back to there, we lose this. 150. So we hand back the 150 we just won before, put that up. There we go. And there's a 7. So obviously the lay pays. In this case, it's going to pay 75. So that's $3 there for that big, and then $1 here. So we owe the dealer $4. So we'll pass him 5 and get 1. And we've got a 9. So that's good. This is going to lose. So because we've got 1 there, we're going to now have to go up to the $60 level. That means we've had 2 losses. We had our first loss, and then we've had this loss as our second loss. So now we go up 30 plus 30 is 60, right? So we'll mark that one. We've had 2 losses. Now, because we've gone to 60 here, we need to go to 40 here. So we'll pass the dealer 25, and he'll bump us up to $40. 40. 60, 40, yes. And put $5 in our rack. So that's done. So 40 there, we'll pay 60. 60 will pay 40 on the 7. So all we're doing is literally we're just playing off a 50-50. There's 4 combinations here and 4 combinations here. 3 combinations against 3 combinations. So it's always a 50-50 that we're playing. Midnight. And we've got another 10. So 10's being particularly hot at the moment. Now you could obviously flip them, but let's not do that. So we're going to lose the 150. We're not obviously in this we didn't get a hit yet. So now we go to the $240 level. Which is actually, it's fairly rare to get this far. Actually quite a bad. So 240. That means we've got to have 120 on our other end. So we'll just put down 100, and say dealer make us look like 120. So he'll go, oh well, I'm gonna have to give you one back. Put you on. So put you on there. Take him. All right. So all this goes back. Should be on there too. All right, so now you're seeing both of them being progressed. Oh, and I should have, I don't think I've been tracking this actually very well. So we should be at 3. Should be at 4 actually. Should be at 4, we're at level 4. So that's my mistake there. Because to be at 240, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've had five losses in a row. And there's a 5. So that's a winner. We've got 40, which is going to pay 60. So as you can see, that pays. So we've paid off previous loss, and now the next bit is to pay off the remainder of the loss and generate our profit. So what we'll do, we'll mark that and put him there. It goes into that zone, halfway house. Almost out of jail. Oh, that 10 is hot. So, you know, this is your discretion where you would go, geez, maybe we do need to do something here. The 10s have been hitting quite amazingly. So now we have to go to 390. So this loses. I'll give all this back to the dealer. Dealer will take all that away. And so this is the last level. And at this point, you will have lost. It's 380, 90. So 390. And obviously half of that is 195. So I need to, it's not quite 200. So we need to do, we've already got 100 there. What we'll do is we'll pass the dealer 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. All we did was bump it up. So now we're hoping that we're going to get a hit at some point on the 4. I've got a hit on the 5. Remember, you know, you will hit the end of your progression 1 in 128 times that you play this. So, so here we are. What do we got? We've got 40 pays 60. So we are done. This guy, don't need to mark him anymore. We're done. We'll say, dealer, take me back down to $20, please. So we'll do that, $20. And we'll say, bring my lay down to 30, please. So he'll do that. And you'll take your other 30 back. All right. 4, hard. So had to come eventually. So that's going to pay basically what we've got up here, which is $390. Sorry. I've got 3 on there. Yes, $390. Just making sure I put the right amount. So there's 300. And the VIG, because we've got 195, that's basically going to be $9 of VIG. So we'll just take that out if it works out right. So there's our 75, 80, and we're meant to get paid 90. So give us $1 and we're done. So that's one hit. So we'll move all this, keep him sitting there, because we do need our second hit. Now there are options here that you can do, and I'll do subsequent videos on this where you can actually rebalance. You could rebalance your lay bets and bring them down. So if you've got one that's being hit like this, you could actually bring them down, and by doing some sort of shuffling around. But you need to be able to do the math in your head relatively quickly if you're going to do it that way. And we've got a 6. Doesn't affect us. We've got a 3, doesn't affect us. We've got a 5, that's a winner. 30 for 1. Got a 5. Another winner. 30 for 1. We've got a yo. Got a 5. That's another winner. 30 for 1. Got a 6. Doesn't do anything. We've got a 9. So that loses the lay. We'll mark that loss. Take it down. And the dealer 30 bucks. So put me back up. And we've got a 549. So a second lay has failed. So now we go up to 60. Push him up to 60. We need to bump this guy up. So bump him up to, what was that one? To 40, I think it was. Yeah, 40. 30, 40. Put 5 back. And we're done. And there's a 3. And there's our 4. So we've finally got there on the end. We get another 390, which we worked out was basically 380. 381 once we've paid our big of $9. So we say bring us all back down to $30 please on our lay. Put that back in a rack. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to end it here because I think the video's gone on enough. You've seen it progress all the way through to the end. I'm going to rack this all up. Let's see where we're at. One more can go in there. Yep. Even though I haven't tried to save this or recover this one yet, but hopefully I'll run this a few times and hopefully we'll get to go over all the little ins and outs again, answer any questions that you guys have. All right, let me see. So our starting bankroll, I need to get us back to that. So let me get us back to starting bankroll. Get some 5s. 5. Get some 1s. 5 1s. In fact, I don't need the 1s. What I can do, so I'm going to reverse that. I'm already ahead. I'll put that one back here. And this one was what I used for the 1s. One, 2. Okay. Take that back. Goes back in our rack. That's 4. Okay. So this is our original bankroll here. Just make sure nothing else can get in there. No, nothing can get in there. So there is our $600. Sorry, our $2,600. That's $2,000, 500, 100. So 2,600. So everything else that's here is all profit. Need to get some more. Need to get another 100 for that. Chuck that in our rack. What else have we got lying around here? Not quite enough. Not quite enough. But I'm going to say, let's say we add $1. Allow me to colour this up nicely. There we are. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's another one. 5. So 500 bucks. Came in with a bankroll of 2,600. We made 500. That's probably reasonably good enough. We did get right to the very end of our progression, which is going to happen. It is a 1 in 128 chance that's going to happen. So that is an expected outcome, that you'll lose $1,000 every now and then, but most of the time you'll be making more profit on the wins that you do have, given the 1 in 128, which is you're going to lose, okay, $1,000 once every 128 times you play, but all the other times you play, you're going to end up with somewhere over $4,000 in total. So you're going to expect a net of around $3,000 playing this continuously. Obviously, there's VIGs and sevens and things like that, but even paying all of that out, we've actually come up $500, which we can take that one home. And hopefully that's giving you some food for thought, how you can play this. I think it's good to play it on the 4, 5, and 9 and 10. I think on the 6 and 8, there's a lot more action, and the payouts and things are a lot more complicated. The numbers you have to remember to play at those levels, it is more complicated to play on these. Given the number of times you're going to get hits on these, it may work out better. And I'll probably do a video just focusing on maybe the insides, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm going to run this through quite a few more times and see how often we get to that last level. But even if we, it is meant to be 1 in 128 that we lose 1,000. Well, in our first go, we've literally made 500, which is half of what we would need. And there's no way we are ever going to get to that level, every single time. It's just not going to happen that way. That was quite a lot of number of 10s. And we had quite a lot of 7s, which I tend to always throw when I'm random rolling. It's a strange thing, but yeah, there's lots of those come out 7s. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.